Hi, and welcome to Caterpillar Cross Stitch. My name is Ford, and this week I'm going to give you a beginner's guide to doing backstitch in cross stitching. If you're new here, make sure you subscribe to the channel so that you don't miss out on our weekly instructional videos. And if you do me a favor and give this video a like and leave me a comment, I would really appreciate it. Also, make sure that you go join the Caterpillar Cross Stitch Facebook group and Instagram so you don't miss out on the amazing community that's there. And hit the link in the description and in the first comment so that you can get 10 free PDF cross stitch patterns plus our top tips, as well as be notified of any future upcoming projects that Caterpillar is bringing out, because there's new and evolving things going on all the time. Okay, enough housekeeping. So let's talk about backstitch. Backstitch is a term that is used and sometimes misused for basically a straight line stitch in cross stitch or embroidery. In cross stitch, it's usually used to outline things, to add some contrast, or to define details. And sometimes it's used to draw in things that are too finely detailed to be able to render in the little squares that we're usually working with. And it's visible on a pattern usually just as a line in a solid color instead of a square. So how do we do a backstitch? Let me show you here. The first thing that we're going to want to do is bring our needle to the back of the fabric from the front. The main reason I do this is so that I can tell where I'm going to start. Project often looks very different on the back than on the front. So I just do this so that I can tell where I'm supposed to be. And then I pull it the rest of the way through because I know I'm going to be starting right here. So the way I would start a backstitch is just by tucking my needle underneath a handful of existing stitches. Now, because it's only one strand, there's usually going to be a little bit less friction. So typically what I'll do is I'll go under a handful of stitches, I'll pull my thread through, and then I'll go back under all but one of those stitches in the opposite direction. So I've basically got like a 180-degree turn in my floss. And that gives me a bit more friction to hold it while I pull my first stitch tight. And then I can bring my needle back around to the front. And again, I do that before I turn my project over so I don't get confused about where I was working. Now I'm going to outline this little group of stitches here with a line of black backstitch. Now it's called backstitch because while the needle is on the surface of the fabric, it's moving backwards relative to its direction of travel. So if I make my first stitch here, and as I move across the bottom of the project, I'll be bringing my needle up farther away and then moving it back towards where I just came from. The reason this is the preferred method of doing backstitch is because it makes it so that the stitch that you are about to do, or it makes it so that the stitch that you just did does not get in the way of the stitch that you're about to do. So it's going to be a 2 steps forward and 1 step back type situation, but we'll do 2 steps forward on the underside of the fabric, what I usually call the return stitch, and then 1 step back on the front of the fabric. And that's why it's called a backstitch, is because the stitch goes backwards relative to the direction of travel. And then we just work our way along there, making that line. There are other stitches that people use to do these outline stitches, and they're often generically referred to as a backstitch, but unless it's doing this process of 2 steps forward on the back, 1 step forward, 1 step backward on the front, it's usually some other kind of stitch that's just being called a backstitch. Now, one big question that a lot of stitchers have is, do you need to do 1 square at a time with your backstitch the way I was just showing you? And the answer is, no, you don't need to do any of this. This is all optional. This is a hobby. But in order to get the best results, personally, I don't like to do it 1 square at a time. It starts to feel a little bit more like a dashed line, especially if I'm working on linen or a high count or a dark colored fabric. So personally, usually I will run my needle about 4 squares at a time per stitch. Any longer than that and it starts to risk getting loose and not being a nice straight line. Shorter than that and it starts to look like a dash to me. So generally I'm going to aim for 4 stitches of length for each of my backstitch stitches. that's what gives me personally the best balance of straightness and a tight stitch. So that gives us our nice neat outline there. And you can see that I did the one square back stitch on the bottom. Those lines feel a little bit more dashed. And then I made each stitch about 4 stitches long on the top, and those ones feel a little more continuous as a line. That is just a matter of personal taste and preference. However you want to do it is definitely up to you. But that's my go-to technique. And then when you're done doing an area of back stitching, it's really simple. You're just going to finish off the thread in exactly the same way that you started it. You're going to tuck it under a handful of stitches. Now this one we're not going to be pulling on immediately in order to do some immediate stitches, so I don't worry about a second pass of the thread here. I just go ahead and trim that off as is after tucking it through. And that's really about it. That is the basics of backstitching. There are some more nuances to it and some other techniques that you can employ. Make sure that you check out my other backstitching videos here so that if you want to get more into that. But really, that's as complicated as it has to be. So that is all I have for you this week. I do want to thank you so much for watching. For Caterpillar Cross Stitch, my name is Ford, and I'll see you next week.